I stare at the crumpled bank statement in my trembling hands, watching the zeros mock me. 7 years of marriage reduced to nothing but a negative balance and an account closure notice. My name is Iris, and this is the day I died. Or at least, the version of me that believed in fairy tales. You were always dead weight, Rick's words still echo in my ears, casual as discussing the weather. He'd said it while packing his designer suits into a leather weekend bag, not even looking at me. I need someone who can keep up. I remember laughing, thinking it was some sick joke. Keep up? I supported you through 3 failed startups, and reminded me of every single one. He zipped the bag with finality. Angela gets it. She understands vision. Angela, his 20-something assistant who apparently understood more than just his vision. I'd seen the signs. Late nights at the office, mysterious business trips, deleted text messages. But I trusted him. Stupid, stupid, stupid. The accounts, I managed to whisper. They're joint accounts. We're joint accounts. His smile was all teeth. I've transferred everything to secure seed funding for my new venture. You'll thank me when it takes off. Everything? My voice cracked. That's our life savings. My life savings. Who earned it? He checked his Rolex, my anniversary gift to him. Look, I'm doing you a favor. You've gotten too comfortable, too complacent. This is your wake-up call. The doorbell rang. Angela's perfectly manicured hand appeared through the doorway, waving. Rick, the Uber's here. I grabbed his arm. You can't just... He jerked away like I'd burned him. I already did. Check your email. Divorce papers are there. Don't make this messy, Iris. That night, I called my sister Ivy. We'd always been close. Surely she'd understand. The phone rang twice before connecting. I can't talk long, Ivy said, her voice distant. Rick already told me. Told you what exactly? About how you shut him down every time he tried to grow. How you made him feel small. She sighed. I love you, sis, but you can be really cold sometimes. Cold? I nearly choked. He emptied our accounts. He's leaving me for his assistant. He said you'd say that, but we both know you've been checked out for years. Remember Mom's birthday party? You barely spoke to anyone because I was working 3 jobs to support his vision. I have to go, Ivy said. Just try to be reasonable about this, okay? Don't make it harder than it needs to be. The line went dead. I stood an hour, my living room, surrounded by empty spaces where Rick's things used to be. The eviction notice arrived 3 days later. Rent bounced, credit cards declined. Each day brought new discoveries of accounts drained, passwords changed, mutual friends gone silent. 2 weeks later, I ran into Angela at the grocery store. She was wearing my favorite sundress, the one that had mysteriously disappeared from the dry cleaners last month. Oh, Iris! Her smile was sugar-sweet poison. I hope there are no hard feelings. These things happen for a reason, you know? Rick just needs someone who can match his energy. I gripped my shopping basket so hard my knuckles went white. Inside, ramen, off-brand cereal, the cheapest bread they had. How's the startup going? Amazing. We're meeting with investors next week. Rick says it's his best idea yet. She touched my arm. Don't worry, you'll find someone more your speed. I watched her float away, my sundress swishing around her legs. That night, curled up on my best friend's couch, my temporary bed until I figured something out, I opened my laptop. The screen's glow illuminated my tears as I pulled up my resume. Software development experience, I muttered, updating the skills section. Project management. My fingers hovered over the keys. 7 years of supporting Rick's dreams had taught me more than I realized. About business, about betrayal, about revenge. I opened a new document and started typing Violet Systems Business Plan Draft 1. The cursor blinked steadily in the darkness. I thought of Rick's smirk, Angela's fake sympathy, Ivy's betrayal. I'll rise higher than he ever dreamed, I whispered to the empty room, and he'll choke on it. I worked until dawn, fueled by rage and gas station coffee. By morning, I had the bones of something real, something that could work, something that would make Rick's vision look like a child's crayon drawing. This isn't just about revenge, I told myself. But the lie tasted sweet, like the first sip of coffee after a sleepless night. I saved the document and named it Phoenix Rising. How fitting. After all, the best revenge stories start with ashes. Roaches scatter as I flip on the light in my studio apartment. Home sweet home. If you can call 200 square feet of desperation home. It's been 8 months since Rick left, and I've hit rock bottom so hard, I'm practically mining. Table 6 needs water refills. My manager, Tony, shouts across the crowded banquet hall. I adjust my bow tie and grab the pitcher. Another night, another catering gig. Between this, coding freelance projects, and teaching basic computer skills at the library, I'm barely keeping afloat. Then I see them. Rick and Angela sweep into the hall like royalty. She's draped in a red designer dress that probably cost more than my rent. He's wearing his success like armor, working the room with that signature charm that once made me feel like the luckiest woman alive. Iris, Tony appears beside me. Those tables won't serve themselves. I swallow hard. I can't work this section. Everyone else is assigned. Just do your job. He pauses. Unless you want to explain why you can't. Pride is expensive when you're one missed payment away from homelessness. I straighten my spine and approach their table, pitcher steady despite my trembling hands. More water, sir? My voice is professional, empty. Rick glances up, does a double take. For a moment, something flickers across his face. Shame, regret. But Angela's hand slides over his, and whatever it was, vanishes. Oh my God, Angela stage whispers. Isn't that just the help, dear? Rick waves me away without meeting my eyes. I pour their water without spilling a drop. Professional, empty, dead inside. Later that night, I'm hunched over my laptop at my fold-out desk, surrounded by empty energy drink cans. My latest freelance client is haggling over price. $500 for a full e-commerce website? That's highway robbery. The client's message pops up on Slack. That's half the market rate, I type back. I have 5 years of development experience. My nephew can do it for $100. Then hire your nephew. I close the chat, fighting tears of frustration. My phone buzzes, a text from Ivy. Mom asked about you. Said you're not returning her calls. I type. Been busy surviving. Tell her I said hi. Delete. Type again. How's Rick? Still a visionary? Delete. Finally, working. Talk later. I pull up my Violet Systems business plan. Between catering shifts and bargain hunting clients, I've been researching, planning, coding. The idea is solid. AI-driven data analysis for small businesses. Something Rick always dismissed as too niche. A knock at my door startles me. It's Mrs. Rodriguez from next door, holding a Tupperware container. Made too much arroz con pollo, she says, though we both know she does this every week. You're too skinny, mija. You're an angel, I say, accepting the food. I'll return the container tomorrow. Keep it. I see you working all hours. When do you sleep? Sleep is for people who aren't building empires. She shakes her head. Revenge is a poison, Iris. I've seen that look before. It's not revenge, I lie. It's survival. After she leaves, I find an old sketch pad while searching for a fork. Inside, there's a logo I drew years ago, a stylized violet flower forming a digital circuit. Back then, Rick had laughed. Cute hobby, babe. Leave the real business to me. My phone buzzes again. It's an email from a potential client, a small bakery needing inventory management software. The budget is tiny, but something in the owner's message catches my eye. We're tired of being overlooked by the big tech companies. I sit up straighter. This is it. My test case, my proof of concept. Opening my laptop, I start coding. Hours blur together. The sun rises, painting my cramped apartment in gold. My back aches from the cheap chair, but the basic framework is done. Another text from Ivy. Saw Rick's startup featured in Tech Weekly. He's really making it happen. I look at my reflection in the window. Dark circles, hollow cheeks, determination burning in my eyes. So am I, sis. So am I. The bakery owner loves the demo. Word spreads. More small businesses reach out. I start building a portfolio, a reputation, a foundation. Late one night, debugging code while my neighbor's arguments filter through the thin walls, I find myself smiling. Not because I'm happy. Happiness feels like a foreign language now, but because I'm finally seeing the path forward. I pull up the Violet logo again, the one Rick mocked. With a few quick strokes, I digitize it, refine it. Professional, sleek, dangerous, cute hobby. I whisper to my reflection. Let's show them what cute can do. The roaches scatter as I stand to make more coffee. They're survivors too, I think. And sometimes that's enough to change the world. 3 years can change everything. I straighten my blazer, actual designer, not outlet knockoff, and stride into Fortis Capital's gleaming headquarters. The receptionist smiles warmly. Ms. Wilcox, they're ready for you in the main conference room. No more catering uniforms, no more roaches. Violet Systems has grown from that tiny bakery client to serving over 300 small businesses. Today, I'm pitching for serious funding. Impressive numbers, says Stanley, Fortis Capital's CEO, studying my presentation. Very impressive growth trajectory. Vanessa, the investment director, leans forward. What sparked this focus on small business AI solutions? The market ignored them, I say. Everyone chases unicorns while legitimate businesses struggle with basic tech integration. We saw an opportunity. We? Stanley raises an eyebrow. My team. We're small but efficient. I pull up the next slide. This is Caden, our lead developer. The image shows a young man with bright eyes and uncombed hair, surrounded by monitors. He joined 6 months ago, fresh out of college, burning with the kind of idealism I used to have. Your profit margins are remarkable, Vanessa notes, especially considering your price point, because we actually solve problems instead of chasing buzzwords. I meet her eyes. We don't need ping-pong tables and meditation rooms to deliver results. Stanley chuckles. Refreshing perspective. But scale is a concern. Your current infrastructure can handle 10 times our current client load. I click to the technical specifications. We built it that way. After the presentation, Vanessa catches me in the hallway. Walk with me. We end up in her office. Corner view, modern art, success written in every detail. She closes the door. I did some digging, she says. You seem familiar. Weren't you married to ancient history? My smile doesn't waver. Is that relevant to my proposal? Depends. Is this about business or payback? Why can't it be both? I meet her gaze. Does it matter if my motivation is personal, as long as the business is solid? She studies me for a long moment. What if I told you we could offer more than just funding? I'm listening. We're looking for someone with your perspective, silent partner position. You'd have input on investment decisions, particularly in the tech sector. My heart skips. Decision-making power at one of the top VC firms? Interesting. But, she holds up a finger, I need to know you can separate personal vendettas from a business decisions. Test me. She slides a folder across her desk. Review these proposals. I want your unbiased analysis by Friday. Later that evening, I'm working late at Violet's office, a real office now, with actual desks and windows. Caden bursts in, waving his phone. We got it? His enthusiasm is infectious. I nod. We got it. Plus something extra. The silent partner thing? That's huge. He drops into a chair. We're really doing this, aren't we? Changing the game, one small business at a time. I pull up our client dashboard. Speaking of which, the florist on Madison needs already fixed their inventory sync issue. He grins. You're not the only workaholic here. Good, because things are about to get very interesting. My phone buzzes. Ivy again. I've been dodging her calls for months. This time, I answer. Mom's asking about Christmas, she says, skipping hello. I'm busy. You're always busy. She's trying, Iris. Like she tried when Rick left? When she said I should have tried harder to keep him? Silence. Then, people change. Yes, I say, looking at my reflection in the office window. They do. After hanging up, I open Vanessa's folder. The first proposal makes my blood freeze. ThriveLink, a new startup promising revolutionary social media analytics. Founder, Rick McGregor. My fingers hover over the keyboard. One email could sync this before it starts. But that would be too easy, too quick. Caden knocks on my door. Hey, the team's grabbing dinner. You coming? Raincheck, I need to review these proposals. He lingers. You know, you're allowed to have a life outside of work. This isn't work, I murmur after he leaves. This is destiny. I start typing my analysis of Rick's proposal, keeping it clinical, professional, highlighting real weaknesses, ignoring personal history. Vanessa wants unbiased. I'll give her masterclass in objectivity because revenge, properly served, requires patience. And I've learned to be very, very patient. My phone buzzes one last time. A message from Vanessa. Impressed with your preliminary notes. Let's discuss your partnership terms tomorrow. I smile at the city lights below. Somewhere out there, Rick is probably celebrating his brilliant new venture, unaware that his fate now rests in the hands of his dead-weight ex-wife. Cheers, darling, I whisper, raising my coffee mug to my reflection. To new beginnings. ThriveLink represents the future of social analytics, Rick declares to the investment panel. He's grayer at the temples now. Designer suit a bit tight around the middle. Still handsome, still charismatic, but there's a desperate edge to his smile. I watch through the two-way mirror in Fortis Capital's observation room, my hand clenched around a coffee cup. Vanessa stands beside me, taking notes. Impressive pitch, she murmurs. He always was good at selling dreams. I keep my voice neutral. Check his projected user acquisition costs. On cue, Stanley asks that very question. Rick fumbles slightly, and Angela, sitting in the back of the room, shifts uncomfortably in her seat. She's aged too, her designer outfit looking slightly worn at the edges. We've streamlined our marketing approach, Rick recovers. Our burn rate is lean, like survivors. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. I almost laugh. Those words, my words, from when we were starting out together, eating ramen and dreaming big. After the pitch, Vanessa turns to me. Well, the tech is derivative, market saturated. Their differentiator is weak. I list the flaws clinically. But the real problem is their cash flow projections. They're betting everything on this round of funding. Agreed. She studies me. You didn't let personal history cloud your judgment. I'm impressed. Personal history is irrelevant. I check my phone. A message from Ivy flashes. Need to talk. Mom's not well. The observation room door opens. Stanley enters with Rick and Angela trailing behind him. My heart stops. Ah, Vanessa, Stanley says. And our silent partner, Rick, Angela, meet. Just heading out. I cut in smoothly, gathering my papers. Early meeting. But it's too late. Rick's eyes widen in recognition. Angela's perfectly maintained smile cracks. Iris? Rick's voice catches. Hello, Rick. I turn to Stanley. I'll have my full analysis on your desk tomorrow. You work here? Angela steps forward. At Fortis? Among other things. I smile professionally. Your pitch was nostalgic. Rick's face darkens. If this is some kind of... Please, I cut him off. Don't flatter yourself. I review dozens of proposals weekly. Yours is just another folder on my desk. Iris, Vanessa warns quietly. Though I am curious, I continue, ignoring her. How many startups does this make now? 4? 5? Angela grabs Rick's arm. We should go. You haven't changed. Rick spits. Still cold. Still bitter. No, Rick. I've changed completely. That's what survival does. I head for the door, then pause. Oh, and Angela? That her mess bag? The stitching on the handle gives away the knockoff. Might want to invest in better fakes for investor meetings. In the elevator, Vanessa joins me. That was unprofessional. Sorry. Human. She presses the lobby button, but don't let it happen again. Back at Violet Systems, Caden intercepts me with updates. We've landed 3 new major clients. The server upgrade is complete, and your sister called the office, he adds. Said it's urgent. I sigh and dial Ivy's number. Finally, she answers. Mom's in the hospital. Pneumonia. Is it serious? Would I call if it wasn't? Her voice softens. She's asking for you. I'm busy. With what? Torturing Rick? I freeze. What? He called me. Said you're some kind of shadow executive at Fortis. Said you're going to tank his company. His company isn't my priority. No? Then why did you take that position? The Iris you knew died in an empty apartment with roaches and instant noodles. I gripped the phone tighter. While her family sided with the man who put her there. Silence. Then, Mom might not have long. I'll send flowers. After hanging up, I open my laptop to Rick's proposal. His desperate words fill the screen. Thrive Link represents our last chance at disrupting the market. We've mortgaged everything, leveraged every asset. A knock at my door. It's Caden. Sorry, he says, but you should see this. He pulls up a tech blog on his tablet. The headline reads, Thrive Link hints at major funding deal with Fortis Capital. They're jumping the gun, I mutter. Classic Rick. There's more. Caden swipes to show social media posts. Rick and Angela, champagne in hand, celebrating their upcoming partnership with Fortis. I lean back in my chair, a cold smile spreading across my face. Perfect. Perfect? Caden looks confused. The higher they rise, I pull up my email. The harder they fall. I begin drafting the rejection letter, each word precise as a surgeon's cut. The old Iris would have felt guilty, but the old Iris is gone. We regret to inform you, I type, scheduling the email for their public announcement next week. Sometimes the best revenge isn't the killing blow. It's letting them hang themselves with their own rope. The hospital coffee tastes like warm dirt, but I drink it anyway. Ivy sits across from me in the cafeteria, picking at a muffin. We haven't been this close in years. She's lost weight, Ivy says. The doctors say I didn't come here for a medical report. I check my phone, 3 missed calls from Vanessa. I came because you wouldn't stop calling. You came because you still care. I came to show you I'm not the bad guy you think I am. I meet her eyes. Unlike some people. About that. She pushes the muffin away. I saw Rick last week. He's different now. Humbled. I laugh sharply. Humbled? He's bragging about funding he hasn't secured. He's desperate. Angela's threatening to leave. Karma's funny that way. Is that what this is about? Karma? Ivy leans forward. You're powerful now, but do you like yourself? The question hits like a slap. Before I can respond, my phone buzzes. A text from Caden. Angela just showed up at Fortis, asking for Vanessa. I have to go, I stand, gathering my coat. Mom asked for you specifically. Tell her I'm busy building an empire. I pause at the table. like father always wanted. Back at Fortis, I find Angela in the lobby, wearing a dress that probably cost 3 months' rent from my roach-infested days. Vanessa's in meetings, I say, making her jump. I was hoping to speak with her. Angela's smile is brittle, woman to woman. About? Our proposal. I thought perhaps over drinks. Are you trying to flirt your way to funding? I step closer. That's sad, even for you. Her facade cracks. You don't understand. Rick's invested everything. If this fails, like he invested our life savings, without asking, that was different. He had vision. And now he has debt. I press the elevator button. Funny how that works. Please, her voice breaks. I'll leave him. Just don't destroy him. I turn, studying her. You already have one foot out the door, don't you? Just waiting to see if the money comes through? She doesn't answer, but her silence says everything. Upstairs, Vanessa is waiting in my office. We need to talk about the ThriveLink situation. Their tech is derivative. Their projections are... This isn't about their proposal. She closes the door. This is about you. You've already won. Why does crushing him feel like a necessity? It's just business. Bullshit. She drops a folder on my desk. I found your old marriage license in public records. I know what he did. Then you understand. I understand revenge, but this? She gestures at my screen, showing Rick's premature celebration posts. This is cruelty. He deserves it. Maybe, but you don't deserve what it's doing to you. My phone buzzes again. Caden. Something weird in ThriveLink's code. Need to show you. In the development room, Caden pulls up lines of code. Look familiar? I scan the screen, then freeze. That's our algorithm. Modified, but yeah, they're using our core processing structure. Rick must have gotten access when... I stop, remembering. During our marriage, I'd sketched out early versions of what would become Violet's foundation. Rick had dismissed it then. We could sue, Caden suggests. No. A colder plan forms. We let them launch, let them take investment money, then we expose the theft. Caden steps back. That would destroy them completely. Exactly. Iris, he says quietly, I joined Violet because you wanted to help small businesses, to make a difference. When did this become about destruction? When I realized the world rewards destroyers. I closed the laptop. Send me the evidence. That night, alone in my penthouse apartment, I read Ivy's text. Mom's asking again. Says she's sorry about taking his side. I pour a glass of wine. Expensive now. Not the boxed stuff from my poverty days. My reflection in the window looks successful, powerful, empty. Another text arrives from Vanessa. Final decision on ThriveLink needed by Monday. Choose wisely. I open my laptop, staring at the draft rejection letter. One click would schedule it to hit during their public announcement. Maximum damage, maximum humiliation. My phone rings. Caden. I can't be part of this, he says without preamble. You're the best boss I've ever had, but this vendetta, it's changing you. Everything changes. Not like this. Not into someone who enjoys causing pain. After he hangs up, I sit in the dark, wine untouched. On my screen, Rick's confident smile mocks me from a press photo. Below it, Angela's desperate eyes in the lobby replay in my mind. You were always dead weight. His voice echoes from the past. I reach for the mouse, cursor hovering over the schedule button. Sometimes revenge tastes like expensive wine. Sometimes it tastes like ash. ThriveLink's launch event is scheduled for Thursday, Vanessa says, dropping the invitation on my desk. Live stream to investors worldwide. They're going all in. Bold move. I pick up the glossy card, announcing funding they don't have. They believe they have it. Stanley's been deliberately vague. I raise an eyebrow. Playing both sides? He enjoys the drama. She sits down. But this ends now. What's your decision? Before I can answer, my assistant knocks. Ms. Wilcox? Your sister's here. Ivy bursts in, eyes red. Mom's worse. They're moving her to intensive care. I have meetings all day. She might not have all day. Ivy's voice cracks. And you're plotting revenge? Vanessa stands. I'll give you two a moment. Once she's gone, Ivy paces the office. I talked to Caden. He told me everything. The coded rejection, the public humiliation you're planning. Is this really who you want to be? Better than who I was, the trusting fool who lost everything. You didn't lose everything. You lost a lying husband, but now, she gestures around the office, now you're losing your soul. My phone buzzes, a message from Rick. We need to talk, please. Perfect timing. I show Ivy the message. Your favorite ex-brother-in-law wants to chat. Good, maybe you should. Why? So he can manipulate me again? So you can remember you're human. I schedule the meeting for that afternoon. Rick arrives looking haunted, the confidence from his pitch gone. Thank you for seeing me, he says, settling into the chair across from my desk. I didn't know about your position here, about any of this. Clearly, or you wouldn't have stolen my code. He flinches. What? The core algorithm in ThriveLink. It's modified from my original work you called cute, an amateur. That was... He runs a hand through his gray hair. I was wrong about a lot of things. Save it. You're only here because you're desperate. Yes. His honesty surprises me. I am desperate. Angela's leaving. The investors are nervous. I mortgaged everything. Like you spent our savings? I was arrogant. Stupid. He leans forward. But you succeeded. You built something amazing. You proved me wrong. Isn't that enough? My finger hovers over the mouse, the rejection email ready to schedule. You called me dead weight. I was describing myself. He stands. You were always the stronger one. I just couldn't handle that. After he leaves, Vanessa returns. Well, schedule the rejection for Thursday during the live stream. Iris, they deserve it. Do they? Or are you just proving you can be as cruel as he was? My phone rings. The hospital. Mom's condition has deteriorated. Critical. Go, Vanessa says softly. Deal with this later. At the hospital, I find Ivy in the waiting room. She looks up, surprised. You came. I'm not completely heartless. No. She manages a weak smile. Just practicing. Mom's room is quiet except for beeping machines. She looks small, fragile, nothing like the judgmental force who told me I should have worked harder to keep my marriage. Iris, her voice is barely a whisper, my ambitious girl. Save your strength. No. She grabs my hand, surprisingly strong. Need to say, sorry, should have supported you. Mom, you were always trying to prove your worth. Each word seems to cost her. To your father, to Rick, to me. But you never needed to. My phone buzzes, Caden. Saw the scheduled email. Please don't do this. Mom's monitors beep steadily. Are you happy? She asks. With your revenge? I think of Rick's defeated face, Angela's desperation, Caden's disappointment. I'm successful. Not same thing. Another text arrives from Stanley. ThriveLink launch event tomorrow. Your call, but remember, cruelty leaves scars on both sides. The doctors, Ivy says from the doorway, they're not optimistic. I look at Mom, then at my phone showing the scheduled email. One click would cancel it. One click would show mercy. What would the old Iris do? Mom whispers. She died. Years ago. No. Her hand tightens on mine. She's right here. Just scared. The monitors beep. My phone buzzes. Tomorrow, Rick and Angela will stand before investors. ready to announce funding that could arrive or destroy them. And I have to decide, do I want to be remembered as the phoenix who rose from ashes, or the one who burned others just to prove I could? The answer feels like letting go of a weight I've carried for years. The ThriveLink launch event streams live on my office monitor. Rick stands at the podium, Angela beside him, both wearing practiced smiles. The audience is packed with tech journalists, investors, and industry players. Today marks a new chapter, Rick announces, not just for ThriveLink, but for the entire social analytics landscape. Vanessa sits beside me, watching. 3 minutes until the scheduled email. My finger hovers over the keyboard, one keystroke to cancel it, one to let it destroy them. And now, Rick continues, I'm thrilled to announce our partnership with Fortis Capital. The audience applauds. Angela's smile widens. My phone buzzes. Ivy, Mom's awake, asking for you. 2 minutes, Vanessa murmurs. On screen, Rick launches into profit projections. We've secured significant funding to revolutionize. The door bursts open. Caden rushes in. Stop the email. Why? I turn to face him. Because this isn't you. He drops a folder on my desk. This is everything I've found about their code theft. Enough to sue, enough to win. But legally, cleanly. 1 minute. Vanessa checks her watch. On screen, Rick's reaching his crescendo. With Fortis Capital's backing, ThriveLink will... His phone dings. The sound echoes through their microphone. He pulls it out, reads. His face drains of color. Angela steps forward. Rick? Someone in the audience stands up. Is that a rejection letter from Fortis? The room erupts in murmurs. Phones start buzzing throughout the audience as the email circulates. There must be some mistake, Rick stammers. A journalist in the front row reads aloud. After careful consideration, Fortis Capital must decline. Angela's professional mask cracks. She grabs her purse and walks off stage without a word. Wait, Rick calls after her. We can explain. The live stream chat explodes with comments. Investors stand up, leaving. Journalists start furiously typing on their phones. I watch it all unfold, feeling nothing but hollow. Iris, Vanessa says quietly, it's done. My phone rings, Ivy again. I answer. Mom's fading, she says. If you want to say goodbye, I stand up. I'm on my way. The press will want comments, Vanessa calls after me. Handle it, I say. I'm done here. At the hospital, Mom's room is quiet except for the machines. Ivy sits by the bed holding one thin hand. You did it? She asks as I enter. Your revenge? Yes. I take Mom's other hand. I became exactly what they thought I was. Cold, ruthless, successful. Mom's eyes flutter open. Iris, I'm here. Did you win? I think of Rick's face as his dreams collapsed. Angela's retreat. The audience's shocked whispers. I destroyed them, I whisper, just like I planned. And now? Mom's voice is faint. What's left? My phone buzzes continuously. News alerts, messages, calls. The tech world exploding with the scandal. I don't know, I admit. Yes, you do. Mom squeezes my hand. You're not him. Never were. Caden appears in the doorway, tablet in hand. Iris, you need to see this. He shows me a video. Rick, standing alone on the stage after everyone left, speaking directly to the camera. I deserve this, he says. 7 years ago, I betrayed someone who supported me through everything. I stole her ideas, her savings, her trust, called her dead weight. Today, she proved just how wrong I was. Iris, I'm sorry. Mom's monitors beep steadily. Not too late, she whispers. To be better. I pull out my phone, dial Vanessa. The press is having a field day, she answers. Release a new statement, I say. Fortis Capital will provide bridge funding to ThriveLink. conditional on new management and a complete restructuring. After everything? Why? I look at Mom, at Ivy, at Caden, because success without mercy is just another form of failure. And the code theft? We'll handle it legally. No more public executions. After hanging up, I sit with Mom until her breathing evens out into sleep. Ivy touches my shoulder. The old Iris would be proud, she says. The old Iris was stronger than I gave her credit for. I stand up. She knew revenge wasn't worth losing herself over. My phone buzzes one last time. A message from Rick. Thank you. I didn't deserve mercy. No, I type back. You didn't. But I deserve to be better than what you made me become. Outside the hospital window, the city lights shine like stars. Somewhere out there, a story is breaking about how the mighty ThriveLink fell and rose again in the same hour. But here, in this quiet room, watching my mother breathe, I finally understand. Sometimes the greatest revenge is refusing to let someone else's cruelty change who you are. The autumn wind whips around me as I stand in front of my childhood home. Mom's funeral was yesterday, but I'm not here to mourn. I'm here to decide what to do with the house, and maybe with myself. My phone rings. It's Vanessa. The ThriveLink restructuring is complete, she says. Rick stepped down as CEO. The new team wants to meet. Schedule it for next week. I unlock the front door, breathing in memories. How's the stock recovery? Stable. Your mercy play actually earned Fortis more respect than a takedown would have. Inside, dust motes dance in the sunlight. Mom's collection of teacups still lines the shelves, each one telling a story of family dinners and unspoken tensions. Iris, Ivy calls from upstairs, found something you should see. In my old bedroom, Ivy sits cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by boxes. She holds up a notebook. Your first business plan, she says. The one you showed Rick when you were dating. I take it, flipping through pages of eager dreams and careful calculations. I was so proud of this. You should be. Everything you predicted about AI and small business integration, it all came true. My phone buzzes, a message from Caden. Team meeting in an hour. Big news. At Violet Systems, the office hums with energy. Caden paces in front of a whiteboard covered in code. Remember that algorithm Rick borrowed? He grins. We improved it. Significantly. Show me. He pulls up side-by-side comparisons. Their version was basic, but combining it with our new neural network, we could help more small businesses, I finish, at a lower cost. Exactly, but he hesitates. We'd need to partner with ThriveLink. The irony isn't lost on me. Set up the meeting. Later, in the Fortis Capital conference room, I face Rick across the table. He's different now, humbler, grayer, but somehow more real. Our teams think we can merge the technologies, he says, if you're willing. Under Violet Systems leadership, I specify. No more shortcuts. Agreed. He slides over a folder. I also want you to have this. Inside is a cashier's check, the exact amount he took from our joint account 7 years ago, plus interest. I can't undo what I did, he says, but I can try to make it right. Keep it, I push the check back. Invest it in small business development funds. That's worth more than revenge ever was. Angela appears in the doorway, surprisingly subdued. The legal team needs signatures. How's the new job? I ask. She'd landed a position in marketing at a mid-sized tech firm. Honest work. She manages a small smile. It's different. That evening, Ivy helps me sort through Mom's house. We find old photos, report cards, forgotten dreams in dusty corners. Remember this? She holds up a family picture. Before everything fell apart. We're not broken, I say, surprising myself. Just reconstructed. My phone rings. Vanessa again. International investors want to meet. They're interested in expanding Violet Systems globally. We'll schedule it. I look around the room at the ghosts of who I used to be. But first, I need to do something. I drive to the small apartment complex where I hit rock bottom. The roaches are probably still there, scuttling in dark corners. Standing in the parking lot, I remember the rage, the hunger for revenge, the person I almost became. Caden calls. The team has ideas for the merger. Game-changing stuff. Good. I watch the sunset paint the city gold. But let's do something else first. What? Set up a fund for people starting over. Interest-free loans, technical support, mentorship. That's not very vengeful of you. No, I smile. It's better. Back at Mom's house, Ivy's ordering dinner. Chinese or pizza? Both. I sit on the porch steps. We're celebrating. What are we celebrating? Everything. Nothing. The fact that we're still here. She joins me, shoulder to shoulder like when we were kids. You know what Mom said right before? What? She said you finally look like yourself again. My phone buzzes one last time. A message from Rick. Thank you for teaching me what real strength looks like. I don't reply. Some things don't need answers. Some victories are quieter than revenge. The sun sets over the city I once wanted to burn down. Now I want to build it up instead. Not because I'm a better person, but because I finally understand. The opposite of destruction isn't mercy, it's creation. Ready to eat? Ivy asks. Ready for everything, I say, and mean it. The porch light flickers on automatically, casting warm light into the gathering dark. Somewhere in the distance, a siren wails. Someone else's drama, someone else's revenge. But here, in this moment, I'm finally free of the weight of who I used to be. And that's a victory worth keeping.